Welcome to 100 Yards of Football this morning. It's our college football game preview. The number one ranked Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Florida Gators down in Jacksonville, Florida. They call it the world's greatest cocktail party. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. And joining me today, he's a very special guy. First round draft pick of the Atlanta Falcons in the 1981 NFL Draft. He's the gentleman that set the tone for Florida State University. And it's what he is today. My man, the great legend himself, Bobby Butler. And please, people that's watching the video today, I know I caught him off guard this week because Florida is one of his most, I want to say, hated rivals. But we got to do what we got to do. I got to have the best on the best game of the day. So, Mr. Bobby Butler, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. How you today, Vincent?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. So we're going to get right to it, man. The biggest game of the day in college football. The number one ranked Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Florida Gators. You should be very familiar with Florida. Mm-hmm. And most of all, we talk about the world's greatest cocktail party. One thing is for sure, and you being a player, when them players step in the stadium on Saturday afternoon, there's going to be a smell of vodka, moonshine, Crown Royal, cognac, whiskey, Budweiser, and Corona at a high level.
At a high level. Hey man, listen, it's the wildest party on Saturday in the fall every year, right? Georgia, Florida, a matchup and a rivalry that's been going on since the beginning of time, right? Hey, listen, Vincent, you know, we always talk about rivalry weekend. You know, this is one, but you know, there'll be others played at the end of the year, last game of the year. But I'm gonna tell you this: typically, when we talk about a game like this, you say, let's throw the records out because guys are going to be motivated in a different way, right? I wish I can say that in this case, but I really can't say that in this case. The Georgia Bulldogs are a dominant football team. They're running on all cylinders. I don't see them letting down this week at all. You know, they're strong. I mean, they are strong. What they do on defense is incredible. The number one defense in the nation, hands down, right? You know, Kirby Smart has created a defensive environment. You know, Georgia always played hard physical football since the Herschel Walker days. And even before that, that's always been the thing about Georgia. They play physical football, but this football unit, this defensive unit, man, they run on all cylinders. They're off the chain. You know, they're leading the nation in almost every category on defense. 177 yards per game allowed. You know, that's both passing and running. You know, they're only giving up 6.5 points per game. Man, think about that. They're only giving up 6.5 points per game. I think they've only given up 46 total points the whole season. So, man, they ain't no joke, man. And then when you look at them, you know, now, Vincent, you and I have been working together for a couple of years now. And, you know, when it comes to defense, I ain't got but one conversation. If we can win up front, we're going to win. And I don't see nobody in this country dealing with the defensive front of the Georgia Bulldogs. And one person in particular, you know, a guy by the name of Jordan Davis. Oh, my gosh. You know, he kind of reminded me, Vincent, back in the old day in Tallahassee back in 1977, when a young man from Warner Robins, Georgia came to Tallahassee. And I believe the most influential recruit in FSU history by the name of Ron Simmons. Some of y'all know him as Farouk. He was a monster in the middle of the defense. Nobody can handle Ron Simmons in the middle of defense. Now, Ron was a big, strong man. But, you know, Ron Simmons, 6'2", he was 235. He was bench pressing 550, you know, as an 18-year-old, strong and fast, 4.5 40 guy. But this gentleman here, when you look at him, you got to cringe. Forget the ball play. Jordan Davis is a monster to watch, man. He's a big man, right? And then you add Devontae Wyatt, you add Nakobe Dean, inside linebacker. Nakobe Dean, Hey, listen, guys. When they blitz, this guy don't miss. He's a great blitzer. I mean, he's a guy who has a real heart for the football. He gonna put his nose on the ball, guys. And then Adam Anderson, outside linebacker. Hey, listen, man. Like I always say, if you got heat in the kitchen, I don't care what we got in the den. It don't matter back in the secondary. And so they're doing the job up front like nobody I've seen in a long time, Vincent. I don't see any way possible that Florida offense can deal with this defense. Now, we know Florida's got terrific athletes on both sides of the ball. They always do, and they always will. It's the Florida Gators, right? They got a very athletic quarterback. You know, I just don't see, first of all, he's going to be limited to what he can see down the field when he dropped back in the pass. But I'm interested to see can he even get his feet set this week with the heat that they're going to bring up front, right? And so I see him running around, and when he's running around like that, you know, it's going to be a nightmare for the Florida Gators. I don't give them much of a chance in this game. I'm just going to get right to it, man. This game will be won 35-10, hands down. I think the Bulldogs will go ahead and do what they're going to do. Listen, Kirby has got them programmed. You know, they've been trying to get to Alabama and win a title since Kirby got in Athens. And so this is going to be their best opportunity, right? I mean, I can't wait to see it. But I don't think there's no way possible Florida can compete with this Georgia Bulldog team this weekend. And I'm not really throwing any shade at Florida. I'm just telling it like I see it. I think Georgia is ready. They got momentum. From an offensive standpoint, they do the old school things, Vincent, that I like. And what I like and what I mean by that, depending on who's playing quarterback this week, what I mean by that, though, is they can control the game on the ground, throw when they have to, right? Control the game on the ground, throw when they have to. And when you got a defense like they have that can get off the field, and then you can get on offense and you can control the pace of the game by running the football, hey, it's going to be a nightmare for any opponent.
When you look at this football game, and the biggest thing, I look at Florida, I'm going to ask you right now, they got a quarterback competition controversy. Who would you roll with, Anthony Richardson or Emory Jones?
You know what? I like Jones. I like Jones, but they're going to have to figure it out, man, because they ain't going to have time to be playing around. You know, what they've got to do is decide who they're going to go with and go with it, man. And because what you do, Vincent, when you play quarterbacks like that, unless you have a real two-back quarterback system, and we don't know the turmoil that's going on inside the locker room. The players may be saying everything right in front of coaches, but they got their favorite too. They think they can win with a particular guy. So they're going to have to just get their guy in there. I like Jones, right? But both of them are athletic. Both of them can throw the ball. Both of them can run the ball. You know, so it's going to be interesting. They just need to go to the guy and try to get some things going and not start to jerk people in and out of the game, especially this weekend.
And my final question of the day, when you look at the Bulldogs defense, we're going to talk about that with two questions. The first question, can Georgia win a national championship with Stetson Bennett under center? Will JT Daniels have to come back? And number two, when you look at this Georgia Bulldogs defense and you played on a high level, God used on some great defense at Florida State. What is the one attribute that you take from Georgia's defense that makes them really special?
The physicality. You know, and like I said before, Vincent, that hasn't changed, but the physicality, the size, and the way they play with heart, right? They play with so much heart. I mean, they want to hit you. They want to destroy the opposing offenses, man. And that's what I see, man. They want to get after you. They love getting after you, and they know they can get after you. And so they are very aggressive. Listen, when you see them play defense, listen, old defensive player like myself, I can watch them play, man, and never watch the offense come on field and be happy. Mm-hmm. That's how because they got playmakers on that side. You know, when they can get to the quarterback, when they can have tackle for losses, when they can bat balls down, when they can win a game early in the year 6-0 on an interception because they're bringing heat up front, They won on a defensive score against Clemson, the very first game of the year. So they got playmakers, man. I love this defense. Anybody who loves defense or play defense want to be on defense like this, especially if you play corner.
And Stetson Bennett.
Well, I think they're going to have to, Stetson has brought them where he has right now, but they're going to have to make a switch because their other guy, JT, is a real big-time quarterback, man. And I think, Vincent, with that, the sooner the better. The sooner the better because, you got to get some games with him on the center out there, before we get to the SEC championship game and before you get to the college playoffs.
Final words about this football game. The score, of course, you're going with Georgia. What's the score line going to be?
I say 35-10. Georgia. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, Vincent. It could get worse than that because one of the things that Florida has done in the past. Now they've been okay the last couple of weeks. They turned the ball over. Do you know what causes turnovers? A defense like Georgia. And they haven't even faced a defense like Georgia until this Saturday. And so I'm just telling you right now, man, that ball going to be laying on the ground. That ball going to be thrown up in the air. And it's not going to be good for the Florida Gators. I'm just telling you.
We'd like to say thank you. It's been a pleasure this morning as we preview the biggest college football game of the day, the Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Florida Gators. And as Bobby, you want to take us home? What the great poet Marvin Gaye usually says? What is his famous words?
Let's get it on.
Thank you. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. It's going to be an outstanding football game on Saturday afternoon. And boy, it's a great time to be here in the Metro Atlanta area. You got the Braves winning, a possible World Series on the horizon, the Georgia Bulldogs ranked #1, the Atlanta Falcons 3-3, Bobby's old team. It's a great day to be an Atlanta Falcon or any Atlanta sports fan. So, Bobby, take us home. What it's like now to be an Atlanta sports fan as you take us home today?
Well, I'm excited, always excited. But, we have to see it through. We need our fans to support us all the way through to the end, right? And if y'all can get behind us, hey, we can do anything, right? Now, you got to stick with us, right? Especially us Falcons. You got to stick with us till the end now. I like what they're doing. I like the great tight end out of the University of Florida. He's playing lights out. He's a Pro Bowler right now. And we knew that when he was in the draft, that he was a special talent. Our quarterback is playing well. He can throw the ball, y'all. We don't want to get rid of him, Vincent, until we have a real sure thing. Because a lot of people, he's been there a while. A lot of people, they want to go to the next guy. It's not time to go to the next guy. We got to keep him until we can get a sure thing. Because one thing about that young man, he can throw the football. And he can lead the group. So I'm excited about that. Atlanta Braves fans, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Braves.